I broke up with my boyfriend because he voted for a politician based on Young Thug. I know that sounds insane, but let me explain. My boyfriend Tyler and I had been dating for about 4 months. Things were going pretty well. We never really talked about politics because, honestly, who wants to have that conversation when you're just trying to watch Netflix and eat pizza? But last week we were driving back from Target and somehow the conversation turned to the 2024 election. I don't even remember how it started. Maybe something on the radio. Tyler started telling me about how he voted, and I was only half listening at first. Then he said something that made me do a double take. He said he voted for this politician because they supported Young Thug and wanted to get him released from jail. I actually laughed out loud because I thought he was messing with me. Tyler has this dry sense of humor sometimes, so I figured this was a joke. But when I looked over at him, he had this completely serious expression on his face. He goes, "What's so funny?" Like genuinely confused why I was laughing. That's when I realized he wasn't kidding. I stopped laughing and asked him if he was serious. He got kind of defensive and started explaining how Young Thug is a musical genius and how unfair the justice system is. Which, like, fine, but that's your reason for voting for someone who's going to run the country. Then it got worse. He brought up Kanye West. He said Kanye also supports this politician, and that really sealed the deal for him. He's going on about how these artists wouldn't support someone unless they were really good for the country. I just sat there staring at the road, trying to process what I was hearing. This grown man chose who to vote for based on what rappers he likes. Not healthcare, not the economy, not literally anything that actually matters, just because Young Thug. I asked him if he knew anything else about this politician's policies. He got all quiet and then said he knew the important stuff. When I asked what the important stuff was, he just repeated the Young Thug thing again. That's when I kind of snapped. I told him I couldn't believe how much of an idiot he was being. Like those exact words. I didn't yell or anything, but my voice was pretty harsh. He got all hurt and asked why I was being so mean. I didn't even answer. When we got back to my apartment, I just got out of the car and went inside. He texted me like 10 times that night asking what was wrong and if we could talk. I ignored all of them. The next day I texted him that we were done. He called me freaking out asking what he did wrong. I told him exactly what he did wrong. I said I can't date someone who makes important decisions based on celebrity opinions and doesn't even understand what they're voting for. He tried to argue that it wasn't just about Young Thug, but he couldn't name a single other reason he voted that way. After we hung up, I told my friends what happened. I mean, they were asking why we broke up, so I gave them the honest answer. Most of them thought it was hilarious. A couple of them sent me memes about it. But then Tyler found out I'd been telling people, and he absolutely lost it. He started posting on his Instagram story about how his ex was trying to embarrass him publicly for his political views. He made it sound like I was some controlling person who dumped him for voting differently than me, which completely missed the point. I didn't care who he voted for. I cared that he voted based on Young Thug being in jail. Our mutual friends started taking sides. Some people said I was being judgmental. Others said they'd have done the same thing. Tyler kept messaging me saying I was trying to turn everyone against him and ruin his reputation. But here's the thing. I didn't ruin his reputation. He ruined it himself by telling people he voted based on what Kanye West thinks. All I did was be honest about why we broke up when people asked me,